Hello, my name is Nick Kasner, and I did my quantitative analysis on the new TV show, The Good Doctor. The episode I chose was Season 1, Episode 1, Burnt Food. I chose to do a quantitative analysis of this show because I wanted to analyze the representation of the autistic population in this TV show. I also wanted to dive deeper and analyze the dimensions of identity displayed by the on-screen actors and the off-screen producers. The Good Doctor is a new show on ABC and Hulu that first aired in 2017 on Monday nights. The show's leading character is Dr. Sean Murphy. Dr. Murphy is a diagnosed autistic savant who is an incredibly gifted surgeon. He sees the world in a different way, which allows him to analyze medical situations more efficiently than most of his coworkers. The pilot episode, Burnt Food, starts out with him making his way to the interview with the board of directors at the prestigious San Jose St. Bonaventure Hospital when he witnesses an accident at the airport and needs to help save a young boy's life. He eventually succeeds in stabilizing the boy, and he is rushed to the same hospital where Dr. Murphy is heading to interview. He ends up never showing up for the interview because hospital security refuses to let him inside the hospital after he gets angry when he can't help with the boy's surgery. The hospital staff acted like he didn't know what he was doing and he shouldn't be there, and like he was crazy because they didn't know he was autistic. In the episode, he constantly deals with being talked down to by his future coworkers and the board of directors, as pictured in the image on the bottom right. But luckily, at the end of the day, he proves his genius to the board of directors when they end up finding out that he is in fact the one who saved the little boy's life at the airport after they see a viral YouTube video of him performing an emergency surgical maneuver. After an evaluation, they decide to give him a shot at residency within the hospital under the circumstance that his disability does not negatively affect his work. The episode then concludes and he begins his career as a surgical resident. After conducting a quantitative research on the first episode of the show, I found the following results. 37.5% of the cast are either black or white, and 12.5% of the cast are Asian or Hispanic. There's 5 males out of the 8, and there's 3 female out of the 8 for 62% and 37.5%. It's not revealed whether any of them are trans yet, and it's not revealed that any of the cast are anything but straight. There is one disabled person, Dr. Sean Murphy, and he is an autistic savant. For the crew, we see that 44% are white. That's what we know. And then 1% or 12% and 1 person is Asian, and then the remaining 4 are unable to be determined. 6 males and 3 females for 66.67% and 33.33%. And whether any of them are transgender, we don't know, unable to determine for every single one. And we are also unable to determine the sexual identity for any of the crew. And lastly, we are also unable to determine whether any of the crew are disabled. So what does this mean? We can see that the cast is very diversified and well represented, but so far no gay or trans characters have been revealed. Obviously there's a disability represented through Dr. Sean Murphy, but he is the only one at this time. The crew is hard to analyze since only a few have a biography online, but what we do know is that at least 44% are white, 12% are Asian, and 44% are unknown. 66% of the crew are male. That's also something we do know. For most of the crew, I identified their gender solely based off their name and whether it was a traditional male or female name, so that percentage could be slightly inaccurate. Maybe one name was wrong. We are unable to determine whether any of the crew are straight, gay, or trans, and then we're also unable to determine whether any of the crew have a disability. So we can't necessarily make an accurate assumption about the crew's ability or inability to produce accurate representations of gender, race, or disability in the TV show. Why is this important? Well, in today's society, it's important to fairly represent all races, genders, and sexualities on and off the screen. By conducting this quantitative analysis, I was able to gain some insight on the background of the producers and cast. The executive producer, Daniel Day Kim, is an Asian American who is revered for his work that has constantly transcended the historical barriers of race and stereotype. And with his leadership, I guarantee that all will be represented fairly and accurately within the show. So in conclusion, this show's cast is well diversified, and the autistic character is given an adequate background story since he is the main character, which is uncommon for TV shows. The diversification of the crew is unknown, but with Daniel's leadership is most likely very just and accurately represented. That is my presentation, and thank you for your time.